spelt out in very clear detail what figure we're actually talking about. There have been all sorts of numbers banded around up to the 100 billion mark. Well, they've put forward a technical document this week, which I guess the UK side will take away. It's really important to say that the British side have said this week that they have a corresponding position for every position that the European side has. And I presume that they were waiting to see what the EU thinks we owe before they can provide that clarification that Mr. Barnier is yearning for. Let's get some reaction to what we just heard. I've got standing with me Stuart Agnew. He is the UKIP MEP for Eastern England. I know you've not been able to just come in here and then we can get you on the camera. Just come a little closer to me. I know you've not heard in detail what Michel Barnier said there, but those issues that I've just been explaining, first of all, the financial settlement, he is looking for clarification from the UK
Yeah, well,
side.
I can give him clarification. We owe them nothing. We don't even owe them this, a penny. We owe them nothing. There's nothing in the Lisbon Treaty about a financial settlement at all. This has been pulled out of thin air, and now they're trying to run with it as though it's an established fact. We don't owe them anything. We actually own a share of that place over there. We have given them £185 billion in net contributions over the last 40 years. We'd quite like to have that back. They've got assets around and about of about £133 billion. We own some of them. It's a two-way course on this.
Well, it is a two-way course. What Michel Barnier has just said in this press conference is that we can't get onto the substantive issues of trade past October, which is where we want to start discussing the future relationship, unless there is some trust built up on both sides. And as far as the EU side is saying, trust means that we uphold the commitments we've made into the near future.
Well, we have not made a commitment to an exit bill. There's nothing in the Lisbon Treaty about that. We don't even have to go down the route of the Lisbon Treaty if we don't want to. We can simply repeal the 1972 European Communities Act, which is what UKIP always wanted to do. Instead, we find ourselves being sucked down this alleyway where we're supposed to hand over money, allow that court to have jurisdiction in our country.
But you can see a scenario. This will eventually come for a vote in the European Parliament. There will be member countries who will be expected to pick up money that the UK are committed to. We are currently paying around 12 to 15% of the EU budget. Those countries are going to have to pick up that bill. They have to vote this agreement through for it to work. There's going to have to be compromise on all sides.
No, there doesn't have to be compromise on that at all. They have been net recipients, a lot of those countries. In fact, the 20 smallest countries in the European Union, their economies combined don't match ours. The European Union is losing a massive partner when we go. They should be down on their knees to us, not telling us that we have got to do this, that and the other.
Just that, but the language though, I mean, we got that this week with whistling for their money and down on their knees. That's not going to bring the two sides closer together, is it?
I dare say it isn't, but they have got to be realistic. We are leaving the European Union. They've got to deal with that. And you're right, there will be less money about, and they're going to have to pull in their drawstrings. We have been financing this place for far too long.
Okay, Stuart Agnew, good to get your thoughts. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. Stuart Agnew there from UKIP. You can